guys, so with yesterday's update, we have received the new boss rush. I already did all the reviews on the beast raid as of right now with expert mode, with technically more to come. But I wanted to go over the boss rush 1 through 10 as of right now, and then I'll go over 11 through 15, and then like 15 through 20 and stuff like that, so on. But I just want to let you guys know, as of right now, we don't know if the boss rush is going to technically refresh inside of the shop. But we do know that it does have a total of 8 soul stones that you're able to get for Silent Soul Cookie, with 2,000 of these, Light of Silence that you're able to get. So definitely take advantage of this. You also do have 20 of the cookie cutters here, and then some rainbow cubes as well. I heard that the rainbow cubes, are going to be very, very useful for the chance up gacha, because that thing is like super OP right now. I'll probably test it out during the live stream. But I just wanted to go over all of the teams as of right now with suppression level 24, going over stage 1 through 10. So for anybody who is doing the boss rush for the first time, because this is their first big update with this, there are a couple things to keep in mind. One of them is going to be right over here. You want to click on this button, because this is going to tell you what the boss is going to be weak to. Alright, so as of right now for stage 1, it says the boss becomes vulnerable to crit damage and receives increased electricity type damage. So that means that you want to go and focus on electricity type team, alright, or you want to use the synergy to have that take place. I haven't used any waffles or anything like that for my runs as of right now. I don't recommend you to use it until probably later down the line, when it becomes a little bit harder and you just want to take advantage of new synergies. But this is going to be the team for our electricity type. The reason why is because we have Dark Choco with the Magic Candy increasing crit damage, and then we have Okchan, who is going to also increase crit damage and crit percentage. We have our Stormbringer, obviously the one with the crit damage and electricity type focus, and then we have Black Lemonade, as well as Twizzly Gummy for the electricity type, Zap and stuff like that. We have Linzer to do more damage and some extra buffs to the team, where we also do have crit and crit damage, and then Eternal Sugar just as a bomber that we need to do good damage and buffs too. Alright, so the toppings, it's not super optimized or anything like that, but this is what I use. So full on crit toppings, we have Dark Choco with full Swift Chocolate, we have full Raspberry, full Chocolate, Chocolate Raspberry Mix, a Bouncy Caramel Swift Chocolate Mix just to get some extra cooldown, and then we have a crit plus cooldown for Twizzly Gummy. And then if you guys go into the practice mode, pretty much we're just kind of just doing damage to the bosses. All right, you want to have a good chunk of attack speed as well as cooldown on Linzer, so that Linzer automatically always casts at max stack. That's going to be very, very important, because max stack is going to give you guys extra buffs, as well as these defense down and suspect debuff onto the enemy, all right, or the boss in this particular case. So that is going to be our first one right there, with Storm and Eternal Sugar just doing so much damage. So one thing I do have to mention, that these elements that you guys do see, every single one of the cookies are going to start dealing that particular elemental damage. All right, so just keep that in mind. Next one is going to be Ice type. All right, so Ice type is going to be this one right over here. So we do have Sherbet. Sherbet is very, very important for Ice. We have Okchan, again with the crit and crit damage buff. We have Eternal Sugar. We have Frost Queen for the rally buff too. We have Fire Spirit, Charcoal, as well as Linzer. If you don't have any of these particular cookies, like anybody from this particular team, then just go with the same class. All right, preferably if you guys can, with damage dealers or somebody who is actually able to buff up the cookies. All right, so for example, I don't have Charcoal. All right, then I would just go into Magic, and then put in, like, maybe I have Shadow Milk, then put in Shadow Milk. I don't have Shadow Milk, then I have Mango, I put in Mango. All right, or I put in Clotted Cream, or somebody who is able to do damage, or like maybe like you have Snow Sugar, then put in Snow Sugar, or someone like Wedding Cake to do some extra crit and attack buff, stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. That's the rule of thumb. All right, full Swift Chocolate and cooldown for our Sherbet. Same build for Eternal Sugar. We have cooldown for Frost Queen. We have the same build here, same build here. We have full Raspberry for Charcoal and full Raspberry for our Fire Spirit. All right, so we do have that Frost. So let's go. All right, so it's gonna summon the Pompon right there for us with the synergy buff, as well as that giant snowman. All right, the beauty of the Frost is that these Frosts are going to constantly stack, as our Sherbet does skill, our Frost Queen does skill, and then we're just gonna do extra damage here. So there you guys go. That's 1 ticket for the second one, and Sherbet leading in the damage. Next one is gonna be stage 3, water type. So water type is this one right here with cream soda, mango, our eternal sugar, frill jellyfish, manju, as well as menthol and sea fairy rally buff. We have a cooldown raspberry mix. This is actually from my guild boss battle team. Same here, cooldown raspberry. We have raspberry. We have raspberry. We have cooldown. We have raspberry as well as raspberry. Right, so here you guys go. So sometimes if you guys can't do the whole thing in one run, then no worries. Go and do it with the second run. It's not going to be too much of a problem. And in case you guys do have double element, not going to be a problem either. They're both going to do the damage. Just need to have at least one of them in there to technically do what the boss is vulnerable to, alright? So right there, I kind of didn't do enough damage. Of course, you guys are able to go back, so you guys can do it again later down the line, but just clear with that 2 tickets if necessary. The more suppression level you have later down the line, you're going to do more damage. Alright, next one is going to be stage 4, fire type. Alright, so we have fire type. This one is going to be my fire team with Rebel, with Dark Choco, Mala Sauce, as well as Burning Spice, Fire Spirit, Nutmeg Tiger, and Linzer. If you have Silent Salt is better than Rebel. Just keep that in mind. Alright, I have raspberry and swift chocolate, raspberry, cooldown mix, cooldown, as well as raspberry. And we only have 2 of the synergies here. Not a problem. Let's go. So again, the focus is going to be that fire type elements that the entire team is doing. So for someone like Rebel as well as Dark Choco, we're doing the fire type damage because we have that synergy buff. And it looks like we should be able to do this super quickly. There you guys go. Oh, also just keep in mind that you are able to hire cookies. So in case you don't have a certain good burning spice, or you just don't have burning spice in general, then you guys are always able to go and click on this hire button, this yellow box right here, and you're able to go and hire cookies. So that's also available to you. Our next one is going to be poison type. All right, so poison type is this one right over here that I'm using. So that's going to be burning spice, Rebel, oak chan, prune juice, eternal sugar, menthol, as well as Linzer. All right, again, raspberry, cooldown raspberry mix. This is from the guild boss battle. We got mix and a mix and a raspberry here as well with poison type damage. So here we go. All right, again, I'm not doing anything. I'm letting it auto, full auto here. Again, Linzer having that max stack is going to be very important. Right, so at level 7 stack, we're going to go and use the skill. Right, and the damage is going to constantly stack with poisons. Poison damage is going to be that stack right there, 70. And then with that 2 seconds remaining, we are able to go and beat it. If you don't have eternal sugar, higher. If you don't have burning spice, higher. If you have silent salt, use silent salt instead of Rebel. Not going to be a big deal right there. So 6 is going to be the new synergy one, or the secret one, and that's going to be with strawberry and peppermint. If you are able to put in toppings, it will clear a little bit faster, but not a problem if you don't. Okay, so you just put them on just those 2 cookies. All right, that's going to be the little secret message that you are able to see with these 2 cookies for stage 6. So it does say specific thing. I'll show you guys real quick here. So sometimes it will tell you hey, darkness type, but here you might require the help of the tower explorer. So you have these 2 for that as well. Next one is going to be number 7, and that's going to be the earth type. Earth type is a little bit I would say I don't really like earth type too much, but we do have Frost Queen helping out with the ice elements rally buff as well as the synergy. We also do earth type damage, so not a problem. All right, so we have raspberry, we have cooldown, or raspberry, it doesn't really matter. Raspberry, we have cooldown, raspberry mix, we have mix and a raspberry here. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we're gonna summon that giant snowman as well as some jackals for the earth type. The reason why I went with the frost queen rally buff instead of the golden cheese is golden cheese only increases max HP. Not really something that you want. At least you're able to do a little bit more damage with that rally buff of frost queen because you're also doing frost element. All right, so there you guys go, around 62%. Again, you just do it 2 times and boom, easy. 8 is going to be vulnerable to rapid attack and wind type damage. All right, so it's going to be this one right here that I use with burning spice as well as Rebel, Queen of Man, caramel arrow, creme brulee, pavlova, as well as linzer. Alright, if you don't have any of these guys leveled up, again, you guys can go and filter it out to that specific element. So I have attack speed and raspberry mix for Queen of Man. We have raspberry, we have attack speed and raspberry mix for Burning Spice. We have attack speed, raspberry mix. We have cooldown attack speed because of the fact that, you know, you get a lot of attack speed here. So I just increased a little bit more on the cooldown. Cooldown raspberry and full on raspberry with attack speed as well. So I would say this one is like the one that I kind of took a little bit longer on just because the damage output was just not where I wanted it to be. To be honest, I think it will be a lot easier once you do upgrade the suppression level as well. This might take about like maybe, you know, so 50%. It will take like 2 to even like possibly 3 tickets depending on what your team is and what you're using. So just keep that in mind. Not too much of a problem because this is not ranked either anyways. And the next one is going to be number 9, light type. So this one's light type here with Madeline as well as Queen of Man, Hollyberry with Clotted, Creme Brulee, Pavlova, as well as Linzer. Alright, so we have raspberry, 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 and the mixture, and then mixture and full on raspberry here as well. Right, so here you go, light type damage. Okay, so again, this one you probably might do 2 times as well, depending on how much damage you do, depending on if you're like actually like min-max these stats on your toppings and biscuit and your tarts as well. All right, but I got around 46% left, so yeah, just 2 tickets for this one. And then the last one for this video is going to be stage 10 here, guys. Grass type element, a new element that has been added, and this is going to be the one. All right, we have Burning Spice, and then we have raspberry, 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 and Swift Chocolate mix, and then Swift Chocolate, and here we go. And boom. Again, you're just doing grass type element. You are doing some extra damage with the rally or synergy effect coming out. So we are doing a little bit of that white lily damage there. So skill animation is coming out for the white lily stuff. Alright, this one should take about like 2 tickets mainly. Right, so we have 45% left. So I did around 55%. So Eternal Sugar just doing so much damage and buffing it up with Lilac, crit damage, crit, attack speed, crit, and crit damage, crit. So, you know, Eternal Sugar just carrying it here. All right, so that is pretty much super quick, but that is going to be from stage 1 through 10. Again, if you guys don't have certain cookies, you guys are always able to hire, or you just filter out and fill in with the same exact class of a cookie. So again, you don't have someone like Lilac, then put in another support. You can put in a support who will, you know, like buff up. So you can put in like Cream Puff if you want. You could put in like Mint Choco if you want. Nutmeg Tiger. Other cookies work, but I just put it in for the grass element. I just went to grass. Just chose one of them, and I thought it would be better with Lilac because we have Star Coral rather than Silver Bell. Just went like that. That's kind of like my thought process there. So just keep that in mind. But that is pretty much what we have from 1 through 10 here. All right, kind of messed the order, but you know, not a problem. So hopefully you guys found the video helpful. Good luck with it, and I will catch you guys on the next one with 11 through 20 or 11 through 15.